Hey, hello, Kiran.
Hey, hi, Nani, Reddy. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm also good, doing good.
Yeah. Thanks for your time that you are going to be shared your knowledge based on your experience. And also thanks for accepting for the mock interview for Veda Technologies.
Yes, it is also good opportunity for me to prove myself.
Okay, fine. So here I wanted to be tell you couple of instructions. Okay. One is the video will be recorded and later it will be uploaded into the YouTube. And whatever the answers you can try, you can based on your experience, based on your uh scripting level, it would be, or execution level, or related to the performance testing activities, right? Whatever you have experienced, you can just try sharing your knowledge for the questions. Okay,
Yes,
no need of worry. So I was saying, if you wanted to be share your video, that is fine. If you don't wanted to be share your video here, that's okay. Okay, it
okay.
is your wish. It's up to you. Okay, fine. Let's get started. Can you please brief about yourself, like your case, work experience, your career, where did you start your career, and where are you working currently? What is your roles and responsibility in your current project or current organization?
Yes, actually, I am Kiran. I have a 4.2 years of experience in performance testing engineering. Actually, before this, I have a 1.2 years experience in non-IT background, that is in RMSI. So after that, I learned this course and I came to that performance testing activities. So at present, I have 4 years of experience related to all the activities. And now I'm working with Infosys actually with performance testing. Sometimes I use to the activities in manual testing also, but majorly I'm using the performance testing activities.
Okay, fine. So, can you tell me what is your current project all about? What is your roles and responsibilities?
Yeah, actually, that is my current project is actually it is a core mechanism actually. In the it is a client is coming to that US actually. If you get your car repaired or if you did any service for your car, you need to upload your details in that portal actually. I am doing the performance testing activities on that application. So my roles and responsibility in that project is actually I need to write the scripts for that one actually. They provided me some critical business scenarios. For that scenarios, I need to write the scripts and as well as I'll enhance the script and I need to perform the load testing and the stress testing for that application. And I'll capture the results and I'll share the results with the client as well as a high level management team with some metrics as well as client side metrics as well as server side metrics. I'll share these metrics to the client actually.
Okay, fine. Side by side, I had opened your resume. Let me look into it. So, performance testing tools, right? What kind of tools you did get a chance to work on? Load runner and
Yeah,
JMeter?
yeah. Actually, usually, initially, when I started my career with performance testing, I used a load runner. That is 1 year. I have good experience in 1 year, and after that, I get a chance to work with JMeter. That is 2 years.
Okay. Okay, most of the projects you did work on JMeter.
Yes.
Okay, your primary tool is JMeter then. Okay, if I ask you out of five, what is your rate in between one to five for JMeter and load runner?
Yeah, you can. I can rate myself for JMeter is a 4 and for load runner is a 3.
Okay, good. Fine. Can you tell me the process, like in last projects or previous project? I see there you worked on web services and web protocol. Couple of protocols you did get a chance to work on, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you please walk me through like what kind of life cycle you got follow for this particular project?
Yeah. For this recent project, actually, I got a chance to work with the end-to-end actually performance testing activities.
Mm.
We have the actually the client and the development team. They provided me some documentation. Based on the documentation, I have captured some critical business scenarios. Okay. Based on that critical business scenarios, I walk to the application couple of times. Just I try to application understand the whole architecture of the application actually from end to end. When is from where it's call going and where the server is responding, and what are the dependency calls, what are the dynamic wells we can where we have get the dynamic well chances. So all over through I try to apply, I understand the application. After that, I collected some critical business scenarios, so I navigate that brain business scenarios couple of times. After that, I used JMeter tool to record that scenarios, and as well as I debugging the same scenarios. That means scripting part from the JMeter side. After that, when I completed my scripting part, just I moved to the testing part, performance testing part for load testing and stress testing with minimal user. For example, if you come to the load testing, we use 50 users, and if you want to do the stress test, we will just between 50 to 100 because it is in initially it is in development environment state. So in the when it is in development state environment state only, at that time only we conducted a baseline test to gather the metrics, SLAs, we can call as SLAs. After that, just by flow, when it is moved to the uh, QA environment, we increased the concurrent users also from 50 to 150 to 100. So for that process, we are continuing actually. So now it is in UAT environment. So we are doing some major load testing and stress testing in this project.
Okay, cool. So it was the tool was JMeter, right?
Yes, it
So
was
who
JMeter.
suggested? Okay, who suggested to the client this particular project? Can be used JMeter if you use, or let's say if you are using other tools like Load Runner. How do you make sure? How do you try to communicate with the client and ensure this particular tool is suitable for the project?
Yes, actually, it is our test lead. Actually, he was decided that tool actually based on the feasibility of the tool. Actually,
Mhm.
he actually suggest them load runner also, but it's because it is license based, right? So then the client came up with JMeter, which is open source tool. Based on the applications, he actually our team lead and our actually testing architecture, he suggested to the client, we can use JMeter because it is open source. So by JMeter also we can achieve good results. So he proposed that. After that particular part, I came to the project. So as usually I'm using that JMeter. It's not
Mm.
suggested by me, but it's suggested by my level management.
Okay, fine. So if I ask you, let's discuss about the plan. Okay.
Yeah.
So in the plan, there is a exit criteria and entry criteria, right? And also in scope and out of scope. Can you
Yes.
define what is the difference in between in scope and out of scope item in the test plan?
You're asking me about in scope and out scope, right?
Yes, yes, out of scope.
Yeah, actually, mm, when it comes to the in scope and out scope, for example, if you want to perform in a uh, if you want to perform any activity, that means for example, if you want to perform an activity with some concurrent users or some additional scenarios also there. For example,
So if the scripting level, okay.
yeah.
So in the scripting level, so did you get a chance to work on the APIs?
Yes, in one of the project they provided me APIs. Just using that APIs, we conduct some load test.
Okay. How can you build the API? Let's say if I let's say take it in this way, okay.
Mm.
You you got the requirement. You wanted to test the APIs for the particular project, any project. How do you approach and get the APIs, and how do you make sure those APIs, let's say list of collections you got it, Postman collection.
Yes.
There are hundred of APIs.
Okay.
Okay. You don't need to test out all the hundred of APIs. So you need to test out, uh, you know, very few, APIs based on the requirement, which can be used by the end user mostly.
Okay.
So there, how can you convey and how do you come up with the API testing related to the performance testing, if I ask.
See, if you say means we need to test a couple of that means only few of the APIs means that is it that requirement from the client side or just we need to decide.
Let's say client asked you to test out the APIs.
Okay, there is 100 of APIs is there. Just client asked me just you conduct a performance test for a few of the APIs, right? Is it the question?
Yeah, few of the APIs means what all the APIs can be mostly accessed by the end users. Very frequent scenarios only you need to test out. But from the client side, just he got mentioned the scenarios, not the API names. So based
Yeah.
on the scenarios, how can you make sure these are all related to this particular scenarios, and how can you get it from the how can you segregate from the 100 APIs?
Yes, yes. Actually, most of the end user will use by get calls and post calls. See, they would use only get API get calls and post calls. Some of them, yeah, they are using. So we will collect based on the requirement, client requirement and end user requirement. We will collect that get and post API calls itself.
Hmm, okay, fine. Let's move on. Okay. Did you get a chance to work on mobile-based applications? Did you get
No.
chance to work with mobile-based applications in JMeter or Load Runner?
Mobile-based application means you are asking mobile apps, right?
Mobile apps. Yeah.
No, I didn't get any chance on that.
Okay. Okay. Let's go. So what kind of logic controllers you had been used till now in the
Uh,
JMeter?
in the JMeter, I used a throughput controller and if controller. Those two
Mhm.
controls I have used.
Okay. Can you please, explain with the example or in a real-time project, in your project you had implemented, take the scenario and where did you use? You can explain it.
Yes, yes. For example, if you have any a business scenario, for example, you need to launch the page and log in the page. You need to add some cart. For example, if it is taking e-commerce application, if you take it is you can have a scenario launch, login, and add cart and buy, and just you need to search the product. If you have this by transaction in your application, uh, so for that application, for everyone will use the automatically launch, right? For example, if we have 100% of the users will have the access to the, that means 100% of the users will launch the application. They would log in the application, and some of the people only they can buy the products. Some of the people who they can search the product. So these are the different type of the activities, right? So if you go want to go buy the product, all the users will not buy the product. Similar way, all the users will not add to the cart. Similar way, all the users will not search the cart. For example, if you have the 100 users, 70% they will search the cart, and 30% they will buy the product, and 40% um, they will go to the add to the cart. So, for example, there is a five scenarios. You can by using this throughput controller, you can decide how many percent of users will access this scenario. For example, launch on login 100% usually they will access that transaction. You can segregate that. For example, by product 30%. By using throughput controller, you can segregate the concurrent users. For example, if you have 10 users, 10 users will launch and 3 users will buy the product. You can use that actually by using this throughput controller. And coming to the if controller, for example, uh, if there is a application is there, uh, based on the location, based on the, for example, if I am in the stay in the Pune, I have different access. If you are
Mhm.
staying in the Hyderabad, you have different access. Based on that location, we can segregate this by using this if controller. Based on the location, for example, if a customer coming from Pune, they can access the only these scenarios. If a customer coming from Hyderabad, they can access only these scenarios. So by using this if controller, you can segregate that.
Okay. Well done. Good. So if I ask you, how did you handle the errors in scripting JMeter?
Usually, actually, uh, for example, it depends. If you get any internal server, it is from server side. If you get any authentication, that means you are not able to passing that token to through the credentials. If you are getting that uh, 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 failing that means if you are getting that 401, that is authentication. By using the assertions we can
Mm.
capture the error, and we can debug that. Actually, based on the type of the error, we can debug that. Usually to capture the errors, or we can use assertions.
Okay. Let me keep it in this way. Okay. Hope you will get understand. I had the transaction. Okay. Inside the transactions, like 3 to 4 requests are there.
Okay.
Okay. If I am not getting proper response in one of the request, my transaction should be failed. Okay. It shouldn't be throwing an error, but transaction should be failed.
Yes.
Understand
Yes.
how you can be handled in your scripting part. JMeter, let's say, or JMeter or any tool if you know load runner also.
Yeah, sometimes if you're not getting response proper, also sometimes JMeter will show the status code as you're 200 and successful. So to typical way to handle that one, we use the response assertion. It's a particular text if you want to need a particular text, you need to use that text actually. In the response assertion, you need text. For example, if you want to get particular Kiran, my name, then only if the responses get successful. At that time, you can text as a Kiran, you can put as a Kiran. So if you get that yeah, text as a Kiran, then only it will show as a successful. Otherwise, it would be fail.
Okay, fine. Okay. Can you explain the correlation process in JMeter?
Yeah, actually, the correlation process will help us to dynamic value to keep it as a stable. For example, if you're, I can say it is in a normal way. For example, if you want to log in an application, for example, it is my name and my password is there. Automatically,
Mm.
system will generate for a particular random static dynamic number for us. If you want you with your login ID, it will provide as a dynamic value. But in our JMeter, we cannot give all time. Every time we are not providing that dynamic value, right? Just we are providing username and password. So when you are giving to the username and password, system automatically, the server side, it will generate a dynamic value. To stable that value, we will use that correlation process. For example, when you are providing your credentials, the server will provide some a different type of we can call as a token, we can call as a dynamic value. To stable that value, we will use correlation functions. In JMeter, as usually, we will use that regular expression extractor. By using this regex extractor, we can stable that value.
Okay, okay, fine. So let's say there is a scenario. I mean, in the script, I had 10 requests. In the first request itself, the dynamic value is coming. Okay. Let's say in the first request, for the first iteration, let's say there is a session ID. Session ID is 12345. In
Okay.
first request itself. In the next time, whenever you tried opening the application in developer tool or you tried recording it, the values keep on changing. Next time 728 something. Okay. In very first request, how can you handle the dynamic values
That means
in the scripting?
in the first request, you are getting as a response.
In the first request, I am getting the dynamic values.
That means while you're recording the application, the request itself will
Anytime,
provide.
even in
Yeah.
the developer tool, even in any Fiddler or Blaze meter, if you try recording it, or if you try recording it with any tool or JMeter, you are seeing very first request itself having the dynamic value.
So yes. In that case, you can use a JS to post processor actually, JSR to post processor. Using that post processor in the Groovy script, by using Groovy script, you can provide that. You can generate that actually dynamic value. If it is session ID,
Where
if it
are you
is,
generating? Where you will be generating that, by the way?
for example, it depends. If for example it is session ID, it's some
In
there are.
above, there is no request or response. That is the first request from where you will be taking up. From where you will be handle that by using, let's say, if you take JSW example.
So that's what I'm telling. So if you are not getting any response from, if you are not finding any response in that ID or that cookie, you can use the post processor. You can use post process, and you can develop a script from your side based
What's
on that.
correct?
Uh, it depends upon the ID actually. If it is session ID, you can generate as value from there. If it is a
You,
cookie, yeah.
yeah, usually you need to talk to the development team. Okay, it is if it is generating at very first request. Okay, you
Mm.
can say that is client side value. You can't be handled. Okay, in correlation concept or via tool, you can be handled only server related responses. Okay, you can't be handled the client related. If it is generating at the first request, you need to talk to your development team. In very first request, the dynamic value is coming up. You need to make it as a static, or you need to get the code which is generating the dynamic value from the developer. You need to take
Yes,
it up.
yes,
Okay.
I agree with you. Actually, that's what we did actually the last project. Just we have connected the developer, same script, what how they are generating the same script JavaScript, we implemented in this post processor actually.
Okay. It's okay. Good. Good. Well done. Okay. Next, move on to uh, you know execution part. So in a current project, right? What kind of test you had been executed, by the way?
Yeah, one is the load test and one other one is stress test.
Okay. So who had proposed for this particular project, we need to execute only couple of tests.
Yeah, actually, client only suggested us. Client suggested us
Mhm.
because it is our product based company. We are working with actually client as a product. I'm working
Okay,
with Infosys. Actually, I just they deployed me in that product itself.
it's okay. Fine. So, what is the endurance testing, by the way?
Yeah, endurance testing is a actually a longer duration of test with a huge load. For example, if you have the maximum number of the for you, if you are using load test as a 100 users, let's say. So for endurance test, you can use 50 users with a longer duration. You can conduct with 8 hours and more than 8 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours you can conduct. But as of my experience, we conduct only 6 hours endurance test.
Okay. Can you know why we need to run it more than 4 hours or 6 hours or 8 hours? There is any reason?
Yeah, to check the application stability actually, whether it is working fine in the longer duration.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Can't we get the stability by running 3 hours or 4 hours only?
We could get sometimes our servers and servers that database at that server side they get bit crashed, right? So, because our application will not stay run for only 3 hours, and in real time experience it would not run for only 3 and 4 hours. It will continuously it would running, right? Based on that
Okay.
kind,
What
based
is
on
the
that.
objective? What is the objective of endurance longitude duration endurance testing?
Uh, Objective means I couldn't get you.
Objective means what is the outcome of it, endurance testing outcome.
Mm, Sorry, actually.
Okay. Okay. So, are you, comfortable with Grafana? By the way, did you get a chance to integrate JMeter with Grafana?
No, I didn't get any chance to integrate with Grafana, but
Mhm.
just I have uh, to analyze the results, so server side metrics and those metrics. Just I used Grafana in high level, not the depth level actually. There
Okay.
is no deep dive, but in the high level I used.
Okay. So, what kind of metrics you will be providing to the client by the way, Kiran,
Uh,
once you are done with your execution?
yes. Usually for client, we will provide maximum is 3 or 4 metrics, that is response time, average response time of the application, and as well as throughput, how many transaction you are receiving per second and per minute, and as well 99 percentile, 19 percentile. If you are getting any error percentage, the error percentage also we will provide.
You're not using any monitoring tools?
Uh, Usually, actually, uh, I didn't get a chance to using that particular monitoring tools, but I get a chance to work with Grafana at the high level to capture the server side metrics itself.
Mhm.
Yes.
Fine. I don't want to take your much time. Okay. And from my end, you need to more focus on the scripting part as well as nowadays, right? You should have to brush up your skills in the engineering part also, like any monitoring tools is most important nowadays.
Yes.
Okay. So try to, upgrade your skills into the profiling tools, any profiling tool. Okay. And also try to focus on the different kind of test part, why we needs to be, utilized, why we needs to be run, and also scripting level. You need to more focus on from logical thinkings.
Yes. Yes.
Just improve yourself, but it was good conversation.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for suggestions. Surely I'll implement that.
Because in the competitive market, right, we need to upgrade our skills. If not, you can't be sustained in the market. Try to work on multiple tools. You get a chance to work on load runner, JMeter, right? Try to work on the neo load also. I mean, if you're
Neo.
not getting
Okay.
choice, you can explore yourself your own, and
Yes.
you can get hands on by implementing. There are different kind of open source applications where you can implement it. Okay, most of the clients are moving to the neo load nowadays
Correct. Correct. Actually, we
instead of
using
load runner. JMeter
Actopar.
will be there. JMeter definitely will be there.
Yeah.
But instead of load runner, right, most of the people are moving to the
Recent
neo
project
load.
we are using that Octoperf actually. That is
Okay,
also,
up to puff.
yeah, and we are using that.
Good, good. Okay. And try to more brush up on your skills in the backend. Okay, if you wanted to be switched or somewhere, or let's say if you will be having 5 or 6 years of experience, right? You must focus on the backend concepts.
Yes.
Okay, I could have asked you more on the backend, but that's okay. You can brush up your skills.
Sure. Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Kiran.
you.
Let's wind up. Is that okay?
Yeah,
You
it's
wanted
fine.
to add anything?
It's a good conversation with you. I also got a new questions. I can brush up my skills
Okay.
and
Feel
yeah.
free to ask me if you had any questions or if you had any concerns moving forward. I will be always with you
Sure.
guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.